Chapter 8. Descent. Sol 119. There was no countdown, no launch pad, no liftoff. The descent to Mars came not with spectacle, but with a whisper. A scheduled sequence, a click of systems, a line of code executed at 14:02 UTC. In the command module, Anne McLean floated in the cradle, eyes locked on the readout. Entry interface. Negative 30 minutes. She looked out the viewport. Mars loomed like a tired god, red, dry, unmoved. "We're coming in," she said, more to herself than the crew. The burn. At minus 12 minutes, orbital thrusters fired, shifting Arc 1 into its descent corridor. The atmospheric entry vector aligned automatically, tail first, heat shield forward. The hull began to warm, plates flexed, pressure points pinged. The crew strapped in. The acceleration cradles hadn't been used since Earth. They felt alien now. Zubin Damania checked vitals on his wrist pad. Heart rate elevated across the board. Skin conductivity rising. One crew member reported dizziness before G-load even began. Muscle atrophy plus anticipation equals fun combo, he muttered. Just hold it together. Lex Fridman pulled his harness down over his chest and closed his eyes. "We're finally falling again," he whispered. "I didn't realize how much I missed it." Heat. At minus 2 minutes, the ship hit atmosphere. The hull temperature spiked to 1,400 degrees Celsius, a soft roar echoing through the structure like a slow exhale. Inside, time bent. Everyone was still, silent. Not with fear, but with focus. The descent profile was automated. They weren't flying the ship. They were simply riding the math. Gravity returns. At negative 45 seconds, the first tug hit them. Not pain, not impact, just weight. Tiny, humbling. The return of direction. Necks tilted, arms twitched. Joints remembered things they hadn't done in 238 sols. Bianca Vasquez whispered, "I feel like a planet's looking at me." Touchdown. The retro propulsion fired. A soft quake rippled through the frame. The final sequence played out in silence, 200 meters. Einbadavde. Irubadavde. Eindavde. A soft impact. A muffled crunch. Then, stillness. Colonel McLean checked the readout. "Touchdown confirmed." She unbuckled and stood, on her own legs. Wobbly, compressed, but hers. Starship Arc 1 has landed. Mission time, Sol 0. This is Mars Base Erebus. Broadcast. The world watched. From Times Square to rural Maharashtra. From cold storage hubs in Canada to underfunded science classrooms in Nigeria. 3.2 billion people tuned in. They watched humans step off a ship and onto a red world. No nation's flag was planted. Only the Erebus mission patch, designed by children from 12 countries, depicting a red horizon with two silhouetted figures holding hands beneath Phobos and Deimos. Tim Dodd's voice crackled through the broadcast. "We're not visitors. We're seeds." First steps. The airlock cycled. The hatch opened with a sigh of ancient dust and new air. Anne McLean stepped out first, slow and cautious, not triumphant, just steady. Lex followed, then Bianca, then Zubin, then Tim. Others behind them, their feet unsure, knees trembling under 0.38 grams. Lex knelt, pressed his gloved hand to the regolith, held it there. "We are no longer hypothetical," he said into his recorder. "Private." Later, McLean sent a one-line encrypted message to Houston. "We're standing." That was all. End chapter 8.